Good morning, folks, and welcome to another great edition of Money Truth Moments, where our very own money expert and whisperer, Judy Copenbarger. How are you?
I'm awesome. I am doing so great. What exciting things are happening in your life, Carlos?
Well, for one, it's Tuesday, and we're here, and we're going to discuss something that's super important because, at the end of the day, all of the wisdom that you have shared has really helped a lot of us just kind of really think about things that we don't normally think about. So that's a huge highlight for me every Tuesday. How about you?
I love it. Oh, I don't know, just doing grandma stuff. Summertime, the flowers are blooming, the fruits are fruiting, and we're just having a great time. So it's a great time of year. It's a great year of all years. And you listen to the news a little bit, it's just so depressing. All the division and all the strife, and everybody's unhappy about something. But we have a lot to be grateful for, and life is beautiful. So I love it. It's not perfect, but it's awfully darn good. Just the fact we were talking about this with the kids the other day. We get to be born now, of all time, right? We get to be born now. We get to be born in the coolest part of the coolest state of the coolest country in the whole world. And we get to live now. I mean, we are so blessed. We're so blessed. So it's kind of neat to do these shows and the nitty gritty of the finances and how to tweak it and make it better and get rid of the pain points and course correct and all of that. But really, we have it good. And anybody who's ever traveled abroad knows that, because you kiss the ground when you get back home and go, oh, wow, glad I live here and I'm glad I live now. So anyway, I'm just feeling kind of grateful today. It's an awesome morning.
Excellent. And folks, if you're not following Judy, please follow her at judycopenbarger.today. Today, I've got two live special guest audiences in the back of me. I got Sam on one end, and I've got Mr. Bean on the other side as well too. And I just realized that the hand gestures just brought up fireworks. That was great. I didn't even know we could do that. So excellent. So,
Pretty
folks,
powerful.
today say again.
You're powerful.
Exactly right. I didn't even know it. So, folks, today we are following, and for some of you guys, it's still a little bit of summer left. For some of you guys have gone back to school, and some of you guys are getting ready to go back to school. But today we said we were going to talk about the subscription trap. And are you paying for things you don't use? So this is going to be another great episode. We want to take some real notes, pen and paper, like Judy always says, and we're going to get started. So in this episode, you're going to learn why subscription spending is easy to overlook, how small recurring charges can affect your long-term cash flow, and then what signs you should be looking for. So what do you say we get started, Judy?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right. So let's begin with, subscriptions have made it incredibly easy to spend money without actually feeling like we're spending it. So is that part of the problem, you think?
Yeah. First of all, they're small, $4.99, $9.99, $14.99. They always make it 99 or 98. And so they're small, and you think, oh, well, that little one, no big deal. You don't even notice. When you glance down the page of your bank account or your credit statement, you don't see those little numbers, but they all add up. That's one thing we want to really look about. And they're automatic. They're automatic. And so they just keep happening, and they're renewed every month, renewed every quarter, every year, whatever. And you signed up for that. So when you first clicked, yeah, I'm interested, you also, all the fine print said, they're going to keep charging you until you say stop, right? Formally. And that can really be, those can add up, and that can really be a trap.
And I'm going to tell you a side note to that too, folks. When you're signing up for free stuff temporarily, it's not really free. You get a trial for maybe 3 days, and then if you forget, that's where you're on the hook for the full pricing and all that stuff too. Because let's face it, you see something, you want to download it, you want to try it out, and then you forget to cancel the trial.
You got to calendar it. Anytime you sign up for something that has a deadline and you think I might want to get rid of it, put it immediately on your calendar a day or two before. You have to get rid of it. I do this also for reservations for hotels. If I think, well, I'm going to go ahead and snag the room, but I might not go, or that conference might, move or whatever. I always put on my calendar the date a couple of days before the date that you have to cancel it by, so I don't end up with a charge. But you can do that with subscriptions too. 7-day free or 1 month free. Put it on your calendar and then reevaluate then. Have I used it? Do I really need this? And then you can get rid of it and not get dinged for one more period of time.
So from what you've seen also, what kinds of subscriptions do you see people paying for long after they've stopped using it?
Oh, the apps. That's a big one. I signed up for a yoga app at one point. It's like $2.99 or $4.99, no big deal. And then you do it for a week or two, and then you see it a year later, and you do it for a week or two, and then it's like, oh, you know what? I've had that thing 3 years, and I've been paying all that money. Not a lot, and I didn't even notice it. Didn't even care. It probably popped up, but I thought it's only a few bucks, right? But if you're doing that times 5, 10, 15, 20, some people come through and they've got 30 apps or subscriptions, that they're not aware of. Apps, streaming, gyms. What about gym memberships? How many gyms do you belong to that you haven't been to in 3 years, right? Software, delivery things, cloud storage, that can add up too. I discovered recently that I had insurance. I went into the Verizon store, and I discovered that I had insured a phone through the Verizon and also through Apple. So I was double covered. It was like, well, that was silly. I had no idea that I'd done it. It's like, sure, that sounds good. I need it. But I didn't know until they said something. So it's like, okay, I overlooked that. And I was paying, it was 20 some bucks a month. I didn't need to be paying. So just looking at things like that can save you a lot of money. They all add up. Trial offers, that's another one, right? You get locked into that time frame. The renewal is like, oh, now I have to pay for another year, and it automatic, and I signed up for it. So many things that you can get rid of. You just got to pay attention and look at it.
Yeah, and if you're not careful, also you're not paying attention, like you said earlier, to the fine print, because some of the renewals, you may have gotten that piece of software 50% off for like the first year, and then you realize it's 3 or 4 times as much in regular price. Yeah. And a lot of these companies are not very nice. If you renewed it, it's on you. So you're stuck for another year paying that much money, and then won't give you that money back. So you guys have to be really careful with that too.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
And folks, again, if you're just joining us, welcome. Please make sure that you are following Judy at Copenbarger.today. We are talking about the subscription trap. Are you paying for things you don't use? And at this time, we've incorporated something that's called the Money Minute Money Myth, right? I actually said that. And that today is actually the quote of small subscriptions. People often say this. These small subscriptions don't really affect my finances.
That's the money myth. But then there's a money truth, right? So the money myth is, oh, it doesn't affect me. It's small. The money truth is that those little charges do add up. So you're not paying attention. $10 becomes $120 over a year. And if you have 2, 3, 4, 5, or 10 of those, multiply that. I mean, by the end of the year, all that money that went out little dribbles at a time, that could pay for Christmas. That could pay for a Christmas vacation, right? It can be a lot of money. So worth looking at, worth checking out, worth stopping in the gap. Absolutely.
And so I want to ask just a brief question too. So how should someone decide whether a subscription, it's even worth keeping? And I know these are a lot of common sense things, but sometimes we lack common sense, Yeah,
it's all a process. The first question, do I need it? Do I use it? Does it save me money? Does it save me time? Like, what's the value? What am I paying? What's the value that I get? Would I sign up for it again today? And does it still fit the priorities that I had in my mind when I signed up initially? I think if you answer those questions honestly, you'll get to the right answer for you at your house every time. And you'll be able to decide, I should keep it or I'm not going to use it. It's kind of like when you clean out your closet. I could wear that again. I'll go on a diet. It'll fit again. Get rid of it. Yep. You can always sign up again, right? Get rid of it if you're not needing it. If you want to really skinny down the budget or the spending plan, I said the B word. If you really want to skinny it down and really be honest about your finances and frugal, and I would say steward worthy, right? About it, get rid of the stuff you don't need. You can always sign up again. Make a list even. Get rid of them, make a list, go back at your list, maybe a month from now and say, do I want to re-up any of these? No, I actually haven't missed them at all. And look at all the money I saved. Try that.
Oh, that's a great idea too. So I'm going to sidetrack here a little bit. So take a moment to think about like your top 3, doesn't have to be apps, but your top 3 subscriptions that for you are, you have to have these 3.
Yeah. So what's the question?
So my question is, yeah, what's your top 3 subscriptions for you And it's going to change for everybody. And the reason I'm asking this too is because
Mhm.
I want you to also think about clients who are kind of in this spending mess because of things like they don't pay attention to in subscriptions.
Yeah, I would say for me, it's all the protective stuff. The things that I have on my computer, on my phone to try to avoid being hacked, to keep people from getting in there and doing bad things or getting in my bank accounts. I like to have a lot of that protection. And you know that as well, right? Because you're a tech guy. Um, those are probably I have, and probably to a fault, maybe more protection than I need. I also have a staff, and we share subscriptions because when you bundle, if you all have Word and you all have all these things, you bundle them and it's cheaper. So sometimes you'll buy a 3-pack or a 5-pack, and I could be better at writing down or having staff track which of those are we using, because I could see, buying a 5-pack and then a year later we need something and I go buy another 3 or 5-pack because I didn't know I still had more that I hadn't used. And the companies love that. They love it when you do that. So that's probably for me that the top three would probably have to do with software and protection of software stuff. Um, but having this conversation, it's like, you know what? I should have a document somewhere that has everything, where I got it, when it renews, what I pay, and what computers it's covering. Because I have a whole bunch of them between the family and the office. There's quite a few. So this is actually a really good conversation to have. I should do
I'm
that.
taking notes because I got to do the same analysis too, for sure.
You have the
But
same, right? You have your business stuff, your family stuff, and it's like, where did that start? And I don't like that technology stuff, and I don't like, writing all that stuff down, but I think it's worth doing, and I'll probably find money, that I've wasted doing that. So that will be a really great exercise for us right here at my house.
and it's to your point too. And you hit this on the head. And I think this is also part of what we're trying to tell folks too is protection is usually priority. You'd be surprised how many, and I'm sure you've come across a lot of folks. So that's probably the last thing on their mind. Oh, nobody's going to hack me, or their systems are completely outdated. Where all of this valuable information and data should be protected, but it's not. It's kind of like just leaving your money out in the front yard, right?
Yeah,
Nobody's
and
going
I'll
to take
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I think I talked over you. We
it.
got a little delay. I think you probably have all of that stuff because you're a tech guy and you know all of those things. So I know you have those. But I'm wondering, for the fun side of your world, what are the top three that you have? Is it sports, movies, music? I know you love all the cultural stuff. What are your top three?
So you know what? Yeah, you're right. Security is always going to be at the forefront of everything that I do. And like you, I may be overprotective, but to me, it's better to be proactive than reactive. On the fun part of it, I think that I have like I forgot what this is. So I have a lot of like the streaming Netflix to watch. When I try to
Mhm.
wind down, or Prime and stuff like that. And then I also have my like my music subscription. For example, I use Spotify. And I just come to realize I've actually been an active member since they launched in 2011. So I was curious, like, how long have I been listening to this stuff? And love it. Like, I won't switch to anything other, no commercials, set up whatever I want. And then I think that for those mindless, just hanging out, is I have these little color coded games that I play on my phone when I just want to wind down, not think about anything. It's just mindless little click here and there or whatever. And it's fun. So yeah.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you just have a few minutes waiting at coffee or whatever, just pop on a game. That's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So let's keep going on this because I know we're going to run out of time, talking about some great things. But should we think of every subscription as another monthly bill rather than just a small purchase?
Yeah. Yeah. And if you add them up and have one line item, that can really be a big number. I think you really need to think about it that way, as every month you're paying. And so one thing to consider is, if you had to pay cash, if you had to go to the bank and get cash, put it in your wallet, put it in your purse, and pay cash for that subscription or that monthly bill every month, would you do it? I mean, if you had to really look at the money leaving your hand, would you really do it? That's probably a really good question to ponder, right? And a lot of mine, probably not. If I had to just, pull money out of my purse, I probably wouldn't. But you don't notice, and it's just a statement that you'd glance at, if at all. So many people now have everything electronic. Most of mine now is electronic. And honestly, I don't look at every line item every single month. I'm pretty good at looking most of the time, but not all the time. So some of those could probably, skinny on through and I wouldn't notice. I wouldn't catch them in the net. But it's probably worth doing. Probably worth doing. But,
Yeah.
if it were cash, would you still do it? I don't know.
And you know what? That's a great visual. Like if a subscription is like $15 a month and you're actually literally, here you go. Yeah, probably not. You're absolutely right.
Knock on the door. Like when we were kids, we had the paper. Well, we all had paper routes too, but the paper boy comes once a month and you got to pay the cash, $3.50 or $7.50 or whatever it is. If you had to do that every month, they come knocking on your door and you have to get money out of your wallet. Would you do it? Is it worth it? I don't know. Good question.
Again, this is what I love about the show, that you always get us things to go, you're right. Just totally thinking about it and all that.
Yeah.
So folks, we are almost at the end of the show, and you know what that means. Subscription challenge. Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah, that challenge. Yeah, here's the challenge. Pen and paper, get out your pen and paper, your phone, however you take notes. I think there's value to pen and paper still. But I would look at the subscriptions that you have, the apps that you have, all those monthly recurring charges that you have. Just make a list of them and then just go through yes, no. Do I use it? Do I value it? Is it still a priority for me? And would I do it again today? And again, I think that the next step is the ones that you're like, I don't really know. Just cancel them, get rid of them for a month, put them on a list. And then a month from now, put on your calendar to go back and look and say, do I want to re-up these? It wouldn't be a bad thing to have a 30-day fast of some of this stuff anyway, right? Social media, apps, sports, whatever it is. What if you just took a break? I mean, that's probably healthy to do once in a while, not only physically, like fasting food or whatever, but fasting the input that comes into it. And I think probably some things you think you can't live without, you probably could. And a month from now, you go, yeah, I survived and maybe I'm better for it. The third question is, would I do it again today? So the challenge would be to cancel at least one thing that no longer earns its place in your spending plan. Just cancel one thing. Before we've put out challenges, 10%, take 10% away. That might be a lot for some of you who are pretty connected with your technology, but just take one thing. What do I really not need? Get rid of it. And then some of these other things might be extra credit challenges for you, but you can do it.
I love that challenge. I'm going to take you on that challenge, and then I'll share my my findings next week. I don't know. I may be a little too embarrassed to share, but you know what? I'm going to do it, folks. Do the same for sure.
Progress. It's growth. Absolutely.
Folks, thank you for joining us. Please make sure that you are following Judy at judycopenbarger.today. We are here every Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. with the replays on Thursday at 8 p.m. And next week, we're going to give you a new direction, right? So we're going to give your paycheck a job and ask a simple question. And if you want to know what that question is, you're going to have to tune in next week. So until then, any last parting words, Judy?
If you have any summer left, enjoy it. Enjoy every day. Enjoy everybody. And, tell somebody you love them. If you haven't done it in a while, you know who it is. They're popping in your head right now. Tell them you love them and you appreciate them. Have a great day.
Take care, you guys.